Hey everyone, good evening. Quickly give me a confirmation in the chat box that you all can see me, that you all can hear me. Jaldi se jud jaiye. This is Nitin Soni. Want to welcome you. Good evening, everyone. If you can see me, if you can hear me. Hey everyone. I want you to type yes in the chat box. Quickly give me a confirmation. If you are able to see me, if you're able to hear me, I want you to type yes in the chat box. Quickly, yes. There we go. जल्दी से लिखिए yes in the chat box. अगर आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं, अगर आप मुझे देख पा रहे हैं, I want you to type yes in the chat box. Good evening. Are we excited? Quickly type yes in the chat box if you can see me, if you can hear me. Hey, Aniket, Satpal, Ekta, Aman, Mickey, Tushar, Rudra, Akanksha. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Kaise hain aap? Well, it is quite some time that we have met, so I thought that we should meet in this live session and talk to each other, right? So quickly type yes in the chat box if you all can see me, if you all can hear me. दोस्तों आज का ये जो लाइव सेशन है, ये एक मजेदार सेशन होने वाला है, एक इंटरेस्टिंग लाइव सेशन होने वाला है, क्योंकि आज we have a special expert for you and it's a special event that we are doing live here today. Okay, आज का ये जो program है ये special है, it's a live event that we are doing. An expert is going to be joining us and it's going to be a book launch event, right? It's going to be a book launch event. Well, are you excited to talk about soft skills? Are you excited to talk about stress management? Are you excited to talk about success? Type in yes in the chat box. Let me see. Quickly type in the chat box. Are you excited about all of that? Kyunki this session is going to be about all of the things that I just talked about. Quickly jud jaiye sabhi. Jaldi se jud jaiye, because we're going to start this session now and we're going to be talking about something exciting. Okay. So Shivji, Rutika, Yukta, hey Yukta, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Yukta Gulati there, Shubh Mishra, Aman, amazing, super. तो दोस्तों आज हम एक स्पेशल इवेंट करने जा रहे हैं लाइव, और this is the last session that we are conducting of in 2021. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to straight away invite my team member Shubhali Meshram, who's going to be joining us as the host of this event. So Shubhali, if you're able to hear me right now, I'd like you to join us and say hi to the people who are right now with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me and to give me all the pleasures of conducting this very, very exciting book launch, because this book launch is going to be something extremely apt for the people who are watching us right now. Thank you very much, sir.
Very nice. So friends, she's Shubhali. She is a very important team member in our company, in what we do. And this event is going to be primarily taken care of by none other than Shubhali Meshram. So Shubhali, welcome first of all, and thank you so much for conducting this session for the people, for the audience here today. And I'm sure you have a guest, so I'm going to hand over the stuff to you. So take good care of the audience. And all the best to you for this session. And I'm just turning off my video, but I'm going to be there as an audience. Over to you, Shubhali.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for that. And yes, a very, very warm welcome to each and everybody of you, whoever is present here. I am Shubhali Meshram, and I am going to be the host of today's extremely, extremely exciting book launch for Mr. Ramachandran. So Mr. Ramachandran, who has recently launched his book, which is Top 20 Skills to be the Best Version of Yourself. So I really very quickly want to introduce Mr. Ramachandran Kalidindi. And Mr. Ramachandran, can you please join us today? Can you please turn on your video and audio? So talking about Mr. Ramachandra, I am extremely, extremely delighted to talk about him before of course, I introduce him to you. So he has been brought up in Hyderabad, and he is basically a soft skills trainer and a life coach for over decades. So, Mr. Ramachandran, first of all, a very, very warm welcome from the entire team of Adhyan Books and Team Nitin Soni.
Thank you, Shubhali, for such a wonderful introduction. And I also thank Mr. Nitin Soni also for helping us with the book and the entire team of Adhyan Books.
Thank you very much. And right now, because I am well aware that a lot of youth are a part of this session right now, and they're also going to watch it in the near future, talking about soft skills, sir. So, Mr. Ramachandra, what are soft skills? What is soft skills, and why do we talk about the importance of soft skills so much nowadays?
Yes. So, Shubhali, if you remember, maybe 10 years ago or 20 years ago, this soft skills word was not much into existence, because the natural lifestyle helped all the people to follow these people skills naturally.
Yes.
However, with the advancement of technology and modern lifestyle, we have come across certain situations being, arised, that we are not able to live and understand people in a very peaceful and in a very responding way.
Yeah.
So, soft skills are more of people skills and dealing with the people in a very peaceful manner. And also, I personally believe that the understanding aspect is taken as the foundation while dealing with any person and situation, and that becomes the basis of soft skill.
Yeah.
And that is what is being tested at the time of interviews, and to judge the personality of an individual, and also moreover.
Yes.
And based on our soft skills, we are able to project ourselves in a better manner. And we are able to showcase that simple living or high thinking, or to come up with our own idea and convince the people, go for negotiation, team working skills, decision making, anger, failure, success management, ego management, and communication, non-communication, that is non-verbal and verbal communication. And moreover, maybe in the years to come, now we are used to this word communication skill. Maybe in the nearby future, again we have to come to that extent where we try to understand the language of silence better. And we try to understand the feelings of human being better, and the emotions. And that's how we try to understand people and situations in a more empathetic manner, so that this concept of harmony, peace, and live and let others live. Let us grow as a team, and let us work with the team, grow as a nation, and promote that world welfare.
All right. So I am sure that now that I've received such a beautiful answer from you, a lot of youth is gonna make use of this session. So talking about youth nowadays, we talk a lot about stress management amongst the youth. So what are the best tips or other tricks, or even insights for that matter, that students or youth might find in your book as well? What is it that you have to tell us about that?
Yes. So to just, go ahead with this, I just want to share with my experience. So how I manage the stress, and, trust me, no one in this world can avoid stress nowadays. Isn't it, Shubhali?
It is.
With the lifestyle.
It is indeed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we can only manage stress. Okay. And trust me, I am also not that good at stress management earlier. However, the heartfulness meditation which I follow, and the guide whom I follow, Daji, the practical tools shared by Daji and the heartfulness meditation is helping me to manage my stress better. So I strongly recommend heartfulness meditation. And there are certain techniques shared by Daji also, like heartfulness relaxation technique, where within 5 minutes, with our power of auto suggestion, that our entire system is getting cleaned. Whenever we are stressed out, instantly we can come out of our stress levels. And also, even the meditation will set our mind to see what is appropriate for us, and think on what is essential, and take it how much needed, and leave it at the time whatever is irrelevant to us.
All right.
So answering to your question, what I have mentioned in the book, so I felt that to be the best practical tool. So one technique which I shared from heartfulness, that is the heartfulness relaxation technique, and also the heartfulness meditation concept.
Okay.
So which will really help, because whatever I say, maybe external motivation will be there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or more than 1 hour. However, if that is happening from inside, so it will be there with us forever. And when we get the stress, so we have to come out of it.
Yeah.
So we look for helping hands, it won't possible. So the guidance and the practical method should be from our own involvement. So this heartfulness relaxation for about 5 to 10 minutes, wherever we are, with the power of auto suggestion, we can relax our system. I have been following this. It has given me great benefits. So I strongly recommend to all my viewers.
Okay.
And the same is mentioned in the book, step by step.
So talking about the book, I am very keen, first of all, to show all of my viewers right now that how beautiful does the book look to us. And just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay. And here is the very beautiful book. So, top 20 soft skills to be the best version of yourself. Speak in a way to heal yourself and others. It indeed looks, I actually remember the entire journey of this book, and I still remember how it all went through the cover, through the manuscript, etc. So it has been a beautiful journey, and the book actually conveys a lot of different and beautiful aspects which are actually very, very important for the youth, the people who are watching us right now. So talking about that, and talking about the youth and also the book, the best concepts, of course we are going to talk about a lot of different concepts that are covered in the book itself, but to read and to understand every concept that is written inside the book in details, you will have to buy the book. And the buying book, the Amazon buying book, is right there in the chat box. And everybody who is interested and who doesn't want to miss out on any concept that we're going to talk about and that we have talked of so far, the buying link is right there in the chat box. And so by that time, thank you so much, first of all, for joining us. And thank you so much for bringing in such a beautiful book amongst us. So before we move further, I really am also keen on knowing that being amongst the youth right now, a lot of people are trying to pull us down. A lot of people are not very happy with our success. How do you deal with it? Like, what do you suggest? How should we deal about it?
Yeah. So this is something very interesting, because overall my journey of 2 decades of dealing with youngsters and even employees and students and people from different walks of life, what I understood with my counseling and coaching experience is everyone wants to be the best. However, we are somehow the victims of circumstances or the situations or upbringing, or even the education we have got, in fact, formal or informal, or even sometimes, getting influenced by the information across the world, right? So we all have crossed this teenage, and we all, maybe by now, we all can experience, or at least can, admit that what are the challenges of a teenager near and
Indeed.
about,
Indeed.
right? Yes. So maybe what I feel is whenever I deal with a teenager, I try to adjust myself, coming down to their age. And I just try to be in their place, and I try to visualize myself that what if I were in that position? What is that I needed?
Yes.
So what I feel is like, that is nothing more of understanding. So in this fast-paced way, in this fast-paced world, that is missing, not wantedly, but we are like conditioned, right? So that's how I feel that, teenagers are, in the spring of their life, okay, wonderful span of their life. They are backed up by energy, time, and, nowadays from across the world, too much of information, right?
Too much, yes.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yes. So maybe if I were in present time as a teenager, mostly I would be confused, right? So what I feel is like we need discrimination power. A teenager needs the discrimination power. Okay. So in my book, I have included in the chapter, the second chapter, that is unique you. How unique you are. Okay, so this I learned from my master. And so as a teenager, when we meditate, we try to develop that how I can be the best, leaving the rest, not getting carried away by the attractions or unnecessary things of the world, because saying is easy.
Yes.
Okay, so being in the place of teenager where they're in the age of innocence, not being able to take that concrete decisions. Okay, yeah, so that is the age of, getting carried away by the fantasies, or even, overloading information. Maybe they feel inappropriate, but maybe from across the world, like, media or even our own family members. So with what understanding they are saying, they may not be able to be in that frequency to catch what is very vital for them, right? And even we also develop prejudices with our
Very
own,
easily.
with our own loved ones.
Yes.
So that's natural, right? So when I got to know this concept, okay, since I follow Daji as the guide, and even the literature of heartfulness has helped me. And in fact, I give the credit to the entire, my upbringing, to my parents, my all people who have helped me, and moreover, my guide, Revered Daji, and the spiritual fraternity. Okay, so I was lucky enough. And so what I want to guide youngsters is, we ourselves cannot guide ourselves as a teenager. We need some higher power, or we need someone to guide us to the highest. So opting for a guide who can take us to the highest, who can drive us from within, or, be the constant source of inspiration from within. So this monkey mind is very active when we are a teenager, right?
Yes.
So to be honest, if I want to admit, I was a good student in my school days, but when I entered the teenage, I don't know, somehow I lost interest, maybe like not very studious, not very attentive, or, on the concentration level. So I consider the same with every teenager. Maybe 10% of teenagers, they can be very focused.
Yes.
So meditation will help a lot. And we need to realize that every youngster, that there are three rare blessings as per great Adi Shankaracharya, that the human birth, and the second one is self-realization, and third one is finding the right guide. So I suggest teenagers, either you help yourself, or take the help of someone who can guide you to the highest.
Understood.
Yes. Thank
so such beautiful insights, and I would really, I don't think that anybody out there who's listening to us is gonna really prefer missing out to such insights, and hence to read these details in more detailed manner, you need to buy the book, and do not miss it out, and the link is pinned in the chat box. So the other thing also that I wish to convey to the viewers who are watching us right now is that you can of course ask us questions, and Mr. Ramachandra is here to answer all the questions that you have of any manner, and we will answer them. Whatever relevant questions you have, you can put them in the chat box, and I would be very happy to ask them to him itself. All right. So moving ahead, there are a lot of perspectives that you have written on and that you've covered in your book. So what is the most favoritist topic that you've covered in your book? What is the most favoritist and what is the most important thing that you've covered in your book, especially keeping in mind the youth?
So I feel the chapter Unique You.
Okay.
How unique you are, to yourself, and and in what way you can be the best as an youngster.
Okay.
Because we get to know what actions of me, or as a teenager or as an youngster, so how I can see myself in the nearby future if we can properly train our mind and use our discriminative power.
All right. Sounds great and sounds very intriguing as well. Okay. There's one question that I really have in my mind suddenly, that including me, there are a lot of people that I come across who have some anger issues in them. Okay. People get very angry and very quickly some reactions come out which they regret later on. So how to handle these situations?
It's a great question indeed, and I am also not an exception to it. Okay. Because so from the spiritual books which I have gone through, it is said that anger cannot be avoided, so it can only be managed. जब तक हम जिंदा है तब तक हमें इससे बचना मुश्किल है, लेकिन अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन मैनेज तो कर सकते हैं. So we can manage it, the anger aspect, right? So again, I can tell you that here Daji has shared left nostril breathing technique to manage the anger. Okay. So if I take my example, I tolerate, I try to manage the situations and people. So, but if it crosses certain limit, maybe like we wait for a long time, then, I cannot control myself. Okay. So then what happened is, like, there are many techniques where we can control our anger, right? So, well, I found this, left nostril breathing technique to be practically, helping me a lot. So, and I suggest the same thing, whoever would like to manage their anger. So maybe I can give a small demo, okay, so that people can understand it better.
Sure.
So, yeah, suppose I am at workplace, so I'm working in a team. So maybe like again at workplace also, again people will develop some opinions on us, or we try to be like, with some assumptions, or we are after this appraisals, promotions, okay, some positions, right? So we are in a mad race, to be honest. Yes. Okay. So at every area nowadays, like, we cannot avoid this, right? We can only manage. So that can happen. So with our breathing technique. So I found it to be practical. That is, like suppose at workplace, I feel my system is heavy inside. So obviously my breathing pattern is like very restless. So I become breathless, right? Yes. So that is the time, if I speak with that, restless mode, it affects my tone.
Yes.
So maybe like irrespective of whether I wait or I tolerate it for some more time, whatever it might be, right? So finally, what I can do is I need to silence my mind through my breathing pattern. Okay. So left nostril breathing says like this. So we need to close our right nostril with the right thumb and take the air through left nostril. A long breath. Hold on. Then relax. Release. We can do it like 5 to 10 times. Then we could sense, okay, some adjustment in our body. Okay. So practically it took some time for me. And so I have shared the same technique, quoting heartfulness. And maybe I feel that can be of great help to all the people who would like to control their, I can say, manage their anger.
Mm. Sounds interesting. This technique actually I too am gonna start implementing on myself, because
Thank you.
this is something that is actually required on a daily basis for a lot of people, rather, and not just youth, a lot
Yeah.
of people out there. And sounds very interesting, rather. Okay, so one thing that comes in my mind, and that is coming in my mind, is that are all these perspectives and aspects some or the other way related to positive thinking and positive mindset?
Yes, yes, yes.
So how to go about this aspect of keeping a positive mindset?
Yes, true. So you see, like this is for only example, okay?
Mm.
I take an X person, and maybe I try to guide that person. Maybe if I'm working at a corporate level, and maybe it took 5 years, maybe that person is not convinced. Don't you think I would become restless, and I would show that frustration? And because I also need to
Yes.
somehow try to get on my things done, which my corporate duty and
Mhm.
responsibility is
Yes.
demanded.
Yes.
Or it could be even at family, it could be in the societal way, right? Whenever we are assigned with certain tasks.
Mm.
So what I feel is, um, we have to be self-centered for that.
Mm.
Not like, maybe in school days I've listened to someone, then you think like this, that will really help me a lot.
So is being self-centered and being selfish different?
Yes, this
Okay.
difference I got to know again when I started meditating only. Okay,
Mm.
because every day I need to make my association with myself.
Mm.
Otherwise I get carried away by people's self. So that's how I always try to compare and compete with the people.
Mm.
So that is a situation where we might tend to land in selfish mode, or not able to think in a broader perspective.
Mm.
But when I try to associate myself with my own self every day to day basis,
Yeah.
okay, so what happens, I am answerable to myself.
Mm.
So I am very light inside. I'm
Mm.
neither answerable to any person in this world. However, if at all I had to be, then I would try to justify in terms of my responsibility
Mm.
in a very peaceful manner. Otherwise, I would go ahead like tit for tat policy, which would be, help making everyone to be in that, competitive, comparison, rushful, and, in a very land in complicated situations.
Mm.
So I feel the solution from my side, and I find a solution from my side for any external situation. So I don't try to think more on external situations, people. I try to think on the solution from my side. So
Mm.
that would put me in a lighter mode, and handle situations and people. So practically, I understand, Shubhali, that it's not that easy practical. So
Yes.
every day we need to, in the form of whatever activity, like through meditation or through yoga, or any, like, following any guide, we need to always try to associate with ourselves, and try to, make that adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So as we say that, be positive. So that won't work out. So
Yeah.
unless I am, being positive inside, I cannot reflect it outside.
Mm. I'm sure.
So in this rushful world, we all need to go inside, and try to take out some time in this busy schedule, just to be with our own self. Okay, and then try to introspect, and then try to befriend ourselves, and
Mm.
always like making it very, yeah, yeah, okay, I could do it. If no one is okay agreeing, that's okay, that's okay. So that would be the mode. Yeah. So that's what I have written in the cover page also. Speak in a way to heal yourself and others. So healing is nothing but, our understanding itself is healing. So when
Mm.
I can understand myself better, I can understand the situations and people also better. So with my experience, earlier it was not happening for me.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, one thing, I really have a quick question on this answer itself. But before I take up that question, there is one question coming out there that can we get this book in Nepal? Yes, of course, Ramachandra. Okay, so okay, this is also Ramachandra. Ramachandra ji,
Okay.
the buying link is right there in the chat box. You can of course buy the link, of course buy the book from that link itself. And yes, the book is also available in a soft copy, which is the ebook format. It is also available right on Amazon. You can click on the link itself and choose whatever book wish you have for. And a lot of people are joining in, and I'm really happy to see that a lot of youth right now are taking extreme interest in it. So moving ahead, okay, so the name of the book, Vijay, okay, so the name of the book is Top 20 Soft Skills to Be the Best Version of Yourself by none other than Ramachandra, who's sitting right there in front of me. And I'm extremely happy to be hosting this beautiful, beautiful session. So, talking about being self centered and being surrounded with sometimes difficult, sometimes easy situations, etc., there are sometimes wherein I will expect myself to take wrong decisions. And a lot of youth out there have regretted, are regretting, and of course will regret. I hope not after reading the book, but are regretting about bad decision making, about wrong decision making. What is the tip for them?
Um, so the maybe I can say that we should, first of all, we should try to take decisions when we are in a cool state of mind.
Mm,
First important thing. And the second thing also, we should take decisions when we are not worrying. And the third important thing also, that we should not take decisions by the influence of someone.
mm,
Three important things. I repeat, we should always take decisions in a cool state of mind, and we should not take decisions when we are worrying much and by the influence of someone or some information.
mm.
Okay?
I'm going to write these 3 pointers down right away.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So this is okay with my experience, I can say. And the second thing is, see, sometimes we never know uh, if we, try to think from the spiritual bent of mind, we never know what's the divine plan.
Yes.
So what is in store for us? Okay. So if I look at the, famous personalities, they all have grown from the worst, even though nature has thrown them the most challenging situations. Sometimes, so they being innocent, but they have taken it as a, challenge, and
Mm,
uh, they have tried their level best to prove themselves, right? So if I look at all the examples, well, I got the guidance also as acceptance. Okay. So which is very crucial,
mm,
accepting, suppose if I did a mistake and something, I will have to face it, I will do it, or I will accept it. But
mm,
without my mistake, if I have to accept, it is more challenging, more challenging. It could be anywhere. So even I also guide everyone. Suppose if you are landing in such situation that without your mistake, you will have to face some challenges, be it at workplace, be it personally, or be it at, from your near and dear. So what I want to tell you is what else we can do. So we need to learn the art of, acceptance, and that art can be developed by silencing our thought process. Okay. So we need to learn the art of acceptance.
mm,
And moreover, suppose sometimes it happens that due to innocence or knowingly or unknowingly, we might have taken some wrong decisions,
mm,
or became the victim of some addictions.
mm,
Okay. So which I really want to give the credit to my master.
mm,
Like, he suggested that, for teenagers, that if you are, habituated to certain things easily, you can also come out of it easily. So
Yes.
you have to believe on that. So even I have written in the book also, like when we have the chance to lose hope, we also have the chance to gain hope. Okay. And suppose either knowingly or unknowingly, if you had landed in such a situation where you look for helping hands and you're still not getting it, always remember that, if we, at least from this moment, when we are doing our part, there is always a help created by nature or the higher power. So with that, thought process, and that with that sincere approach, you can take it further. And see, one more thing also, due to some, adverse situations, people will take some, extreme decisions sometimes.
Yes.
So maybe that is the time where they need some, soothing guidance or real understanding people.
Yes.
What if they don't get it? They will have to think that someone is, some help is coming from nature.
Yeah.
Believe on that. And we should not take extreme decisions like ending the life or becoming, becoming the victims of addictions, because they don't do it, wantedly. They're in a helpless situation. So we need to understand, we need to guide, or if we come across such people, we need to really go forward and, try to give that we are with you. We can do our part. So if this happens, some, because we also come across people with weak minds, strong minds, pure
Indeed.
hearts, good people, a mix of all people, right? Suppose if we can help someone, if we find some people are down, we can really give them the moral support. That's where the communication is all about.
Yes.
Communication doesn't mean that, I rock in my profession and I'm in the leadership position. So when we are able to understand our fellow beings, our own near and dear, and anywhere, okay, that's how we are trying to, help someone. Okay. So to answer your question, if someone knowingly or unknowingly landed in a decision process where they feel that it's almost over, that's the time that they can begin again. So they really need to think in that way and go ahead. And suppose if thinking process is not enough, then they need to strongly meditate, taking the help of a guide. Yes, that's the best solution. Maybe that is the reason why great people have meditated, to gain that inner strength and, be self-driven and face the world in a very bold and courageous manner, like Swami Vivekananda, all such personalities.
Yes, indeed. So just now I have received this question in the chat box. So this is coming from Kushwaha. He says that, sir, I am a CA student and he is also working right now. So there are a lot of time management skills that he is facing issues with. This was also supposed to be one of my questions, Kushwaha. So thank you very much for putting that question out there. I am sure a lot of people who are watching us right now will have that question itself. What are the time management techniques that you would want us to know and write it down?
Okay. So, well, I cannot say all the techniques now, because that's what I want people to, experience for themselves. Okay. So at least I can share with my experience one such thing, that this is the universal known thing. Okay. See, as you said, that person is doing a CA. It's a busy schedule, right? So, so it's not that we don't know, that we are not able to, right? So the best time to do justice is, in my school days, when I started, waking up in the early hours around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and I did my self study, I got school first. Okay. So later, when I was not doing it, and I could also experience the benefit like that, only that I was not doing that well. Okay. And even after marriage, we somehow, get into the mode of, compromise and, bothering our family, planning, children, all these things, right? So I felt that, whoever would like to, make the best use of time, I feel we call it as Brahma Muhurta.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the morning 3 to 5 o'clock time. Okay, if they can wake up, to wake up at that time, it's needed that we need to go to bed early,
Yes.
right? And in fact, trust me, uh, in fact, I'm also in this process. Okay, when I was a student, when I was in my college days, I used to do it, but after marriage, to be honest, it's not happening. I really have to, be back of it. So if anyone, asks me, that is the time where we need to catch it. So by adjusting our timetable, right? We need to catch that time, morning 3 to 5. So for that, we need to adjust the evening time. And even I learned this principle from my Daji. Okay, so time management is something, people say it's life management, so I am also in the process. So I cannot say with that conviction that I am on to that, but I am in the process. So Brahma Muhurtam, morning time, if a person can utilize it, it sets the entire timetable, and a person would know it better, because he or she would become early bird. He has much time to plan for the day, and he's waking up, when the sun rising time, and there would be nature support and without any disturbance. Okay, and also that time is equal to, suppose morning 1 hour of preparation or our planning is equal to some 4 to 5 hours in a daytime, and rest of all the techniques a person has to read in my book. Because I have shared some other techniques also, like
Of course.
how to
Of
plan a
course, of
timetable.
course,
Yes.
of course. I am extremely aware, and so is the team, that how insightful is this book, especially for the youth who are watching us right now. And not to miss out is what you can choose right now. And what you can choose right now is click on the link which is there in the chat box and buy the book, and give us feedbacks as well as to what more do you want us to write on, and what more. And okay, so one question I have for you is that how are we supposed to get in touch with you, if in case we want to, after reading the book?
Yes, they can reach out to my email ID, that is ramachandrankalidindi@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, and that's how they can reach out to me.
Sure. So, if in case all of you, whoever purchases the book, wants to get in touch with him, you can write down an email, shoot an email to him, and he's gonna get in touch with you very soon. Moving ahead. Okay, so before we move ahead, guys, how is it? How has the session been so far? I really want all of you to put in a congratulations in the chat box, and I really want to see how excited are you all to let us move ahead with the next question also. Okay, also because a lot of students are here right now, and again we are coming back with the third wave of COVID. A lot of people are again in that process of losing out their jobs, or finding new jobs, or working from home, panicking about different stuffs related to job. I have also seen you writing down about perfect interview cracking guides and tips. Um, Please suggest some best tips, tricks for interviews and cracking interviews.
Yes. See, like if you know about me, okay, you would definitely refer me, right? Because you know me as a person.
Yes.
You know about me as a person. So, like when I, opt for any corporate company or a big dream company, so definitely maybe the HR panel or the interviewers, they don't know me, right?
Yes.
Okay, looking at my profile, they'll have to select. And in our country, okay, so for any interview, okay, the interviewees will be more, right? So the competition is high.
Yes, indeed.
So in order to stand out from this crowd, we need to showcase that we are the best from the rest. So, well, I have shared all the things in the book, but I can also share some tips. First thing is, be real, be loyal. Yes, first be sincere to yourself. Okay. And the second thing is, we need to, go with that mindset that I'm going to give my best. at the time of interview, they should not think and worry that, what will happen, what the questions would be. Okay, what I'm going to answer. I'm from non-English medium. I'm from remote area. I don't have good technical skills. Okay, and I wasted my time, or I didn't get proper training from institute.
Yeah.
Okay, or I don't have good some facilities, something like that. This all goes on at the back of our mind. So one technique is, before you enter into the room of interview process, you need to do breathing exercise. Okay, so long breathing for 3 to 5 times. Then what happens? Your nervousness is adjusted, so it won't be reflected in your voice. And with my experience, I have seen that people who are from non-English medium or with English medium, just because they don't have this expressive ability, or they feel that they don't have good communication, they feel they don't come forward. And if they are remaining like that, every time they would be the same. Okay, even after selection process also, with my experience, coaching experience. So before going for an interview, don't think much while giving the interview, that how the interview process would be. Give your best, try to be sincere, but try to be confident. How can that confidence come? Okay, it is the subject matter of preparation. Yes, 100% preparation. Some are blessed with natural communication ability. Okay, some are blessed with good facilities like nice hi-fi schools, formal education.
Yeah.
So preparation is the key.
Yeah.
Suppose I'm not good at English, or I'm not good at communication, I'm not good at technical skills. If I practice,
Yeah.
I experience it, right? There is a saying: if I listen, I understand, but if I do it, I experience.
Yes, indeed.
So practically, there is no shortcut. So preparation is the only easiest way to bring in that confidence. If you cannot find it yourself, you need to find out a coach or a guide. That is also a smart decision again.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So that's how the training or coaching also will help an individual. Yes. And saving time and energy.
Great insight, because thank you very much for dropping in those congratulations out there, friends. All of us are very thankful. I am also thanking all of you on behalf of Ramachandran. So Ramachandran, I see one thing, that you have posted exercises post every chapter of your book.
Yes.
So how important are these, and how engaging are they going to keep the readers in your book?
Yes. See, right from childhood, we have been listening, I have been listening to all the good things, but in execution couldn't happen.
Yeah.
So I used to get into my own compromising, mode, or sometimes, being lethargic, or sometimes compromising, and, okay, let that's okay. We are okay. We are able to move. What is there in that? So not to happen that, to put the thought or aspiration, we get inspired, we get aspiration is self-driven and inspiration is external driven, right? So everyone wants to be the best, as I told you, right? So but execution is something that is the that is something where one really struggles, right? Yes. So after reading every chapter, if there is a space where a person or an individual can, take a pause, reflect, and take down the notes on the actionable items. So finally, action only can transform anyone, right? So it's not that I have a magic wand and Shubhali, just close your eyes, abracadabra, abracadabra, you're done. You got your communication. You are now awesome speaker. You can get selected for your interview. Can I say that? Will it that happen?
No,
right? So by reading the book, and again, you need to have a space where you need to know where your strength is, weakness is, where you are lacking, either you can help yourself or you need to find someone, or what are the priorities, family circumstances, budgeting, right? So all these things you need to put it in actionable items where the space is provided, where you can list out that this is my takeaway and this is what a key factor for me, and I would like to work on it, maybe taking a time frame for 21 days or 90 days to form a habit and to make it a lifetime thing as a part of my life. Yes.
Sounds very interesting, very interesting. And I'm sure a lot of people out there are still intrigued. And I am receiving two questions, which I will keep there. But before that, one of the very most interesting question right now is that we are almost about to close this year, about to end this year. And what are your suggestions for 2022?
Yeah. So, well, it's very sad that we all had to undergo this tough time of pandemic, corona.
Yes.
Some people lost their near and dear ones. Some are really struggling with
Yes.
jobs. Some are really leading the lives of life and death situation. Okay, and some are getting help, some are not getting help. Right. So in this situation, we are still alive. So we should consider ourselves as a blessed one. Okay. So we still have time. Okay. And well, if you ask me, I have been thinking, for a long time that I have to write a book. Okay. So finally, it could happen in this year. So maybe I have that, happy chemicals being produced that I could do something new. So if everyone can think like that I should do something new, maybe still we have 2 more days, right?
Yes.
So we can plan something new for us. And with that, strong determination, taking a resolution that if we can start the new year, and by the end of the year, if we can, maybe on our timetable or, on our diary, if we can mark, yes, I could do it, that gives a sense of satisfaction, right? So maybe all of you, so whatever like we had to face, so let us try to learn lessons, life lessons from it. These are all
Yes.
life lessons. So
Yes.
well, I feel soft skills are more of life skills only.
Indeed,
Right?
indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
In fact, my book also will help every individual to prepare for life, because it's my experience of 20 years backed up by practical techniques. Okay. Because I got help from my guide, so I shared it. So, and I hope that everyone would be benefited from this. So you have to come up with that newness, that I want to be like this. I should, be the best. And one more thing I want to share here, Shubhali. Often, we try to be in this mode of competition and comparison.
Yes.
So I have just used this, caption that to be the best version when from again Daji, because trying to be the best is not for others. Because when I try to be the best for your sake or for someone else, I maybe at some point of time I might become heavy. But if I try to be the best for my own satisfaction, that's when I try to, put efforts wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Try to experience that richness of life and, experience that quality of life. And one more thing, we have undergone all these tough times. I strongly believe that if we can motivate ourselves in our tough times, definitely we can motivate our own people and the people who are in need of it. That's the parameter. So any testing time, take it as a life test. Okay, not an academic test. We write it and we become successful, right? These are all the life tests.
Yes.
We're all examined and to be the best.
Yes.
And this book also can be a guiding tool with practical things. And, I also strongly recommend that suppose if anyone is stuck amidst the sea of life, let us remember that there is always a lighthouse in our heart. So I repeat, when we are stuck amidst the sea of life due to various factors, let us all remember that there is lighthouse in our heart. And for the well, yes. And I can strongly recommend with my experience, the heartfulness meditation to give that inner strength.
What a beautiful line. What a beautiful line. Uh, just to tell you all, friends, that the best way you can support and you can show your support to a budding author is, of course, buying his book. So the buying link is right there in the chat box. And this is not the only thing, but the best gift of your new year is going to be all the aspects that are covered, all the beautiful and the most necessary aspects that are covered in the book. And the buying book is right there in the chat box, pinned on the top of your chat box. So okay, so there's one request coming from Murali Krishnan, says that, sir, my personal request is to also write a book on family relations in your near future. So talking about other questions as well, you can answer Mr. Murali's question by then.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you, Murali. And what I want to tell is that my next idea is to write on the book helping teenagers, youngsters. And even this thought of writing the book on human relations also is in the pipeline.
Oh.
So there is a thought, and maybe in future it will happen. And I hope so.
All right. So also there's one more question coming from Rajesh. Rajesh, yes, you can purchase the book on .in, Amazon.in and Amazon.com both. The link is right there in the chat box. Okay. So I have one very interesting question for you. So Ramachandran, how did you think of becoming an author? Like, and plus, how was this journey of becoming an author? Because I am sure there are a lot of budding authors also who are listening to you right now. How has this journey been so far of becoming an author and now being a published author?
Yes, thank you. See, ever since, right from my childhood, so life has taught me some life lessons.
Yes.
Okay. And following the heartfulness meditation also, and following the guide, it has been like helping me a lot so that I could help people in my coaching. So that idea was there. Okay. So that because many counseling experiences, many scenarios, so unless it is written, it won't be saved for the future.
Yes.
Okay. And finally, 6 months ago, like maybe nearby, like when my master also shared, we should keep writing books, with some experience. So that has helped me. And finally, this is my starting step. And I wish that it should go a long way. And I thank the Adyan team and Mr. Nitin, Soni, and the entire team for helping me with this book.
So are there any suggestions that you would want to give out to the budding authors that are listening to you right now?
Yes. So start. If you have that passion or if you have a dream, don't delay. Because we all have these assumptions, oh, what I know, what people will think, how people will receive. So I'm not perfect. So how can I start? So this has been there, my thought process. So I've not yet become right. So it has been there for quite a long time. So however, maybe, so finally I thought, okay, when all people are trying it out, so in the name of perfection, we'll be always left behind. So let us grab this opportunity. So what I suggest is if you are trying to, brainstorm yourself with such thought process, start. Because everyone is unique. Everyone has a story to share to the world. And we never know what point of someone will be a lifesaver for someone. So in this way, we can help each other. And in this world, people need thoughts, people need ideas, and all people will have different stories to be, shared to the world. And that's how maybe process, that initial process would be troublesome because that small inertia would be there. Okay. That, to start or not, to start or not. Just pen down your thoughts, keep writing until you finish it. That should be the motto.
Okay, all right.
So start but not stop.
So now you're not going to stop writing 10 and 15 and so many books more to go, right?
Yes, I feel so, because now I got that, initial, what I can say is the initial kick,
Kick.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. So maybe I can go ahead with the support of all my viewers based on their response.
I'm sure, and I'm sure that the response is going to be extremely great. But once when you thought that, all right, and when you kept this idea in front of your family that, all right, I'm going to start writing a book. So how was their reaction?
See, they felt great and they have been supporting me.
Mm.
Okay. And in fact, I'm thankful to my parents, my family, my friend circle, my spiritual fraternity, moreover, my guide, Daji, for guiding me for what I am today, and my teachers, and my friend circle. And I want to thank each and everyone for helping me to what I am today.
Sounds interesting, and a lot of people are dropping in congratulations, and one is coming from Balaram Krishnan, and he says all the very best for your future books as well, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to make everybody aware that the book buying link is right there pinned in the chat box, and this is going to stay there forever. So you can just buy the book, read it, and not just buy the book, also send back to us some suggestions or reviews. And don't forget to put stars and reviews for the book also, and also try to get connected with us and the author as well, because that is how we can get feedbacks, and he's also going to put these notes down whenever he's going to write his next books as well. So are there any messages, or are there anything that is there anything that you would want the people to know from you or to hear from you, Ramachandran?
So I just want to share that whatever we are, okay, we need to accept.
Yes.
And we need to not compromise on our energy and enthusiasm.
Yes.
And we need to wait for our turn, because as said by great Gautam Buddha, that the best things will come to those who wait. So we'll have to wait for that season to unlock our true potential. So everyone is unique, everyone is blessed, and I want viewers who are watching this, event. I want to give you one suggestion, that if you are not getting help, don't worry. Okay, believe in yourself. Keep moving. Keep working. There will be a time where you will be, shining. You'd have to consider that it as a burning time, the shining time ahead. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you, I even learned from my students, from my candidates whom I trained. So I thank each and everyone, for being instrumental in my, journey of learning, helping, caring, and going ahead.
Any last message for the youth who is watching you right now?
So, energy, energy, time. Okay. So, this both we need to, we need to experiment. So, I got to know that a teenager is bombarded with high energy. If that energy is channelized into good things, they become superb. If the same energy is going into, I don't say destructive, but not constructive things, gone case. Again, to recover that energy, you will have to, swim against a tide at later stages of life. This is a known secret. So a smart teenager or an youngster would, try to channelize their energy and time either by themselves or taking the help of a guide. So they should be smart enough.
Thank you so much, Ramachandran. First of all, for such beautiful insights and for such a beautiful book out there. And also thanking you on behalf of the entire team of Nitin, Soni, and Adhyan Books, to give us a chance to stand and be proud of being able to publish such a beautiful book out there. And this book is going to receive massive success, and all of us are super sure about it. And friends, people who ever are watching, thank you very much for being a part of this beautiful session. This session is going to stay there on the channel, and the buying link is going to stay there in the description box as well. Thank you so much, all of you, for attending this session. Thank you, Ramachandran, for sparing time and for dropping in such beautiful tips and tricks and insights for the youth. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
So, a small note of gratitude. First of all, I thank you, Shubhali, for hosting the program so wonderfully. And I thank the entire team of Mr. Nitin Soni and the entire family of Adyan team, and my viewers, my supporters. And I want to thank each and everyone for helping me, to make me what I'm today.
Mhm.
So this is what I'm so happy for this. The book has come into a reality finally, and thanking each and everyone once again. Signing off, Ramachandran.
Just one question that has just dropped in, and I would not like to neglect it whatsoever, because I have seen this book's journey from the end, from the start to the end. Mohan is asking that, is your success, what is the in your success, what is the contribution of your wife?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So she has been helping me because to jot down my thought process and coordinate with you.
Mm.
So I want to give the credit to my life partner also, so that so together we could make it happen.
Mhm.
So I want to, in fact, appreciate more than could say.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for watching us, and have a great year ahead. A very happy new year to all of you. And I'm sure that you're gonna grab this book very soon in your bookshelf and send us suggestions and your reviews. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Ramachandran.
Ramachandran, thank you.
Thank you.